Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing.
Let's be honest, if public drama was a sport, Meghan would already have a trophy case stacked to the ceiling. Every time the royal headlines start to cool off, her name pops back up like a phone alert you forgot to mute. And this week, reports claim she's seriously upset because royal biographer Andrew Lowney dragged her into a controversy she says she had absolutely nothing to do with. Here's the wild part, he wasn't even writing about her. His focus was another royal figure dealing with a messy situation. Somehow though, her name floated into the story like surprise smoke in a room nobody lit. Now her team is allegedly moving fast, sending out statements with major respect our privacy energy, trying to shut down speculation before it spreads any further. You'd think after years of interviews, big projects, and non-stop headlines,
I locked myself in a room and I started to binge watch everything.
this would just be another regular news cycle. But this one feels different. The narrative isn't coming from her own circle. It's coming from someone the royal establishment actually respects and takes seriously. That changes the vibe completely.
The intention of the show was to share more of myself,
You keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now.
to share tips that I love in my life.
When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it.
Now the tension is rising and the spotlight feels extra hot. Meghan didn't create this storm, but she can't control it either. And the real shock isn't even what the author wrote. It's what her reaction might reveal about how delicate her carefully rebuilt public image could really be. This situation isn't about proof or accusations. It's about perception. It's about connections, influence, and why certain names keep popping up whenever royal networks get examined closely.
This year, alongside her Netflix series, Meghan made her first move into online retail with As Ever.
Wow.
It's an evolution of her passion for lifestyle content, which dates back to the TIG.
Woof.
Meghan wouldn't share sales figures for As Ever,
What?
but so far, most of its inventory has quickly sold out.
That's where things start to look uncomfortable. It all kicked off with a quiet book release. No flashy promo, no viral interviews, just a respected historian dropping information with serious weight behind it. Within hours, gossip channels went into overdrive. The reason? Meghan's name appeared in a section nobody expected, tucked inside a deep dive into royal power circles. Connected to another figure. Now let's be clear, Andrew Lowney isn't some random voice chasing clicks. He's known for digging through archives, private letters, and official documents most reporters never even touch. His book, The Rise and Fall of the House of York, was meant to break down how one royal branch slowly unraveled after years of controversy. Instead, it lit up the internet like a match near gasoline. The second readers spotted Meghan's name. Social media reacted instantly. Blogs, TikTok commentators, and royal watcher accounts all started asking the same thing.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
Why is her name even here? Just one mention and boom, the storyline flipped. That's how fast narratives move online. Here's what makes this even more interesting. The author didn't accuse Meghan of anything, not once. But in today's attention economy, reactions travel way faster than facts. Her name alone was enough to spark theories everywhere. The book was really examining how influence works in elite circles. Who knows who attends which events, who appears on guest lists. It was about proximity, not blame. But once her name entered that space, subtlety didn't stand a chance. Headlines
Just a great series about a rich, white, dysfunctional family, all scheming. Oh no, that's The Crown. That's The Crown. I'm sorry. Her portrayal of the Queen was so good, Prince Harry called her for it and asked her for money.
exploded. Opinions formed overnight. Rumors started spinning at full speed. Quietly, the spotlight drifted away from long-running royal issues and landed directly on Meghan's frustration instead. And that shift, that's where it gets truly fascinating. Because to understand why her name showed up at all, you have to look at the royal figure who has been surrounded by controversy for years. One senior royal has become the family's biggest public headache over time, losing status, influence, and the protective image that once kept criticism at bay.
We didn't plan for everything selling out in under an hour. And so watching those metrics happen in real time, it's already sold out. Because I'm business minded, I'm immediately going, okay, well,
How good, how embarrassing.
That loss of protection is exactly what Lowney wanted to highlight. His book isn't built on gossip, it's built on patterns, showing how certain names, events, and relationships keep overlapping inside elite royal circles like a glitch. That won't disappear. He describes a quiet but powerful social network where reputation works like currency and silence works like insurance. In that complicated web, Meghan's name appears not as someone involved in wrongdoing.
Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so,
Yes, she has.
But more as a peripheral connection, someone who existed in the same broad social universe at one point. Still, in today's media climate, even being nearby can spark a wildfire of talk, and once that spark hits, controlling the narrative becomes nearly impossible. But the second that proximity became public, the internet did what it always does, turned whispers into screaming headlines overnight. Suddenly people were tossing around phrases like hidden ties and secret meetings, even though nothing was confirmed.
She came into New York last weekend and she went to a yoga place called Modo Yoga, which is my yoga place. It's where I always go. But now that she went there, everyone's going to want to go there. There's not going to be any room. It's going to be harder to get into. So now that it's more famous, I think Meghan Markle is, it's her big trip to New York. It's just going to be harder to get.
Online attention feeds on theories, not patience. And putting Meghan's name next to an already controversial royal, that's instant digital fireworks. The author was simply tracking the decline of one royal reputation, but the internet flipped the script fast, transforming it into a story about a duchess supposedly being furious instead. And if that network already sounds tangled, it gets even wilder when you zoom in on one totally unverified rumor out of Toronto that somehow grew legs and started running on its own.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H. What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
Said H was H was after H has this, H is, and H called me with H, and H was out and with H.
Here comes the Toronto rumor, the internet's favorite dramatic subplot. According to online chatter, long before Meghan entered royal life, she allegedly crossed paths with that same royal figure while living in Canada. Back in 2013, she was filming Suits in Toronto, growing her lifestyle brand, sharing inspiration, and focusing on her career. Around that same time, the royal figure was traveling for official appearances. Then someone online decided they must have met. No proof, no photos, not even a blurry background cameo, just pure imagination moving at full speed. That didn't stop critics or supporters from spinning it into a full-blown saga. Suddenly, social media detectives were connecting dots. They were cracking a secret code.
We'd like to apologise. Unfortunately, William's hair was unable to make it this evening. Just shave it, Wills.
Okay, just shut up about the hair.
What hair? Oh, I'm sorry.
One dinner here, one event there. Boom, secret meeting unlocked. Meanwhile, Meghan stayed completely silent, which honestly just made the chatter louder. Because every time she doesn't respond, people assume there's something to hide, even when there's zero evidence. And here's the wild twist, even without receipts, the theories somehow get more dramatic with time. That's the strange reality around her name. She doesn't even have to make a move, and the drama still finds her like it's magnetized. If Toronto felt chaotic, the next chapter cranks the volume up even more. Her name started popping up in New York social circles, and that opened a whole new wave of commentary. After Canada, Meghan stepped into Manhattan's spotlight. Upscale parties, fashion events, charity galas, rooftop dinners. She was suddenly everywhere. Cameras flashing non-stop. Every time photographers appeared, she had that perfectly...
That's LA.
She wants to be famous. She found the guy to make her the most famous in the world, and now she's over there and she's like, she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks barista. She's just got lucky.
Timed, caught off guard look that still felt camera ready. People in those circles joked she wasn't just networking, she was building visibility with intention, like someone mapping out a long game before anyone else even saw the board. She wasn't just mingling, she was strategic. One moment chatting with fashion insiders, the next standing near elite circles that brushed close to royalty. Always one snapshot away from headlines. Say what you want, but she understood angles. Camera angles and career angles. In New York, it ate that up. She stepped into that Hollywood meets high society world smoothly, gliding past velvet ropes like she belonged there. Some tabloids called it natural charm.
Oh my God, it's been so long, Miss Meghan Markle.
Critics labeled it calculated ambition. Either way, she kept expanding her network, carefully, intentionally, like someone collecting rare designer pieces with a bigger vision in mind. That's when whispers grew louder. She's climbing. She's aiming higher. she's already practicing her royal wave. Maybe that was exaggeration, maybe not, but just a few years later, she went from rooftop parties to palace gates. That's a serious level up. And here's the part people don't forget. The New York crowd has a long memory. The same insiders who watched her rise are now the ones sharing stories about how it all unfolded behind the scenes. When conversations shift to who helped her move from exclusive club invites to royal-level introductions, one name keeps resurfacing, because behind every major leap, there's usually someone holding the door.
Watch the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs, but now I've actually heard their side of the story, I fucking hate them.
And that's exactly where this story starts getting complicated. Every major social storyline has that one person who seems plugged into everyone. The friend who's always at the right dinner, the right after party, the right photo op. For Meghan, many people point to Marcus Anderson, a well-connected figure known for access to elite guest lists and private circles. He had ties across
Everybody trying to be a victim. Like, what's this girl, Meghan Markle? Seemed like a nice lady, just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light-skinned lottery?
entertainment, fashion, and international high society, and he understood how to bring people into the same room fast. Marcus built a reputation for making introductions happen smoothly, almost like magic, and Meghan clearly knew how to maximize an opportunity when it appeared. Events that once felt exclusive suddenly became regular invites, charity galas.
They were complaining that to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack them.
Private brunches, London gatherings. Some called it close friendship, others called it top-tier networking. Whatever label you prefer, the outcome spoke for itself. Doors opened, and she stepped through them with confidence. While the public mostly saw an actress posting lifestyle content and motivational captions, behind the scenes something bigger was forming. A carefully shaped public image, built piece by piece. The photos looked effortless, but the rise didn't look accidental. Marcus wasn't hiding in the background either. He appeared at events beside her, smiling, talking closely, always nearby. If she was the headline, he was the connector threading the story together. So when questions surfaced about who helped her enter influential spaces, his name kept coming up. Coincidence? That depends on who you ask. There's no doubt Meghan projected warmth and charm in public, but many observers also noticed intention behind the moves. Strategy wrapped in a polished smile, and that strategy was about to face its biggest spotlight yet, because the next chapter jumps to a tropical setting where quiet whispers suddenly turned into loud online chatter. Jamaica, 2017, bright sun, flowing drinks, luxury views. What was meant to be a low-key wedding getaway quickly became headline material the moment Meghan arrived. The atmosphere shifted fast, cameras locked in, social feeds lit up. Some guests later joked it felt less like a background appearance and more like a scene-stealing entrance. Her outfit was coordinated, her posture was poised, and somehow photographers always seemed to capture the perfect angles. I'll check. Few attendees whispered she carried herself like someone completely comfortable in the spotlight. Others teased that she looked like she was rehearsing for a much grander aisle, one with history, tradition, and serious symbolism attached. Then came the online buzz. Rumors started swirling that a controversial royal figure might have been somewhere nearby. No confirmation, no verified images. Still, that didn't slow the speculation. The beach wedding suddenly got framed online like a dramatic crossover event nobody expected. Official sources stayed silent, but Meghan's name climbed trending lists again, not just for fashion choices, but for the company she was allegedly linked to in online conversations. You have to admit, she has a way of turning even a quiet getaway into a global talking point. Attention seems to trail her naturally, whether planned or not, and just when it feels like the buzz might cool off, another rumor from across the world pulls her name right back into the spotlight. Fast forward to 2021, a chaotic year for the entire world, and somehow Meghan was trending again. This time it wasn't a big interview, a streaming deal, or another headline about palace life. Nope, it was courtroom chatter. Online rumors started flying that she might be pulled into legal proceedings connected to another royal figure, and suddenly social media turned into Royal Law and Order VIP edition overnight. According to internet whispers, Meghan was allegedly close to being called for a deposition. position, and people lost it. Memes everywhere. Think pieces dropped in record time. Commentators predicted dramatic testimony like it was a season finale. Everyone acted like they were about to watch history unfold live. But here's the twist. The courtroom showdown never happened. No subpoena, no testimony, not even a shaky Zoom appearance. Just smoke, speculation, and a whole lot of digital noise. Meghan? She stayed completely silent. No denials, no clarifications. No source close to her stepping in to cool things down. Total quiet. And in gossip culture, silence doesn't calm anything. It amplifies it. The less she said, the louder the theories got. Her PR team probably felt the pressure swinging from one extreme to another. One minute she's rumored to be dragged into court. The next she's posting about mindfulness and wellness candles. Nothing happened. That's a sharp pivot. If you thought the legal rumors were the peak, think again. YouTubers, self-proclaimed insiders, and social media commentators grabbed the story and ran with it. What started as unverified chatter became viral content in hours. Reaction videos, exclusive breakdowns, thread after thread analyzing something that never even materialized. And just when the storm seemed ready to fade, the social media microscope zoomed in even closer. Every detail became content. A smile in a photo, a handshake at an event, a rooftop dinner snapshot. Suddenly her life wasn't just headlines, it was a chessboard. Every appearance analyzed like a calculated move watched by millions. When the courtroom buzz fizzled out, the gossip machine needed fresh material. Meghan's public appearances delivered exactly that. Fashion week after parties, high-profile charity galas, exclusive gatherings where cameras were already waiting. Wherever lenses pointed, she became the focal point. People weren't just watching anymore. They were constructing entire narratives, mapping social connections, guessing long-term strategy, predicting which guest list she'd appear on next. And it didn't stop with her. Every person she stood next to suddenly became part of a new online theory. Her approach, masterful silence. Instead of chasing down every rumor, she let the noise swirl on its own. Social media detectives worked overtime building timelines, debating alleged meetings, and questioning how she transformed from television actress to global headline magnet. So quickly, the more they talked, the more her presence expanded. In today's world, attention equals influence, and she had attention in massive supply. Meanwhile, people who had witnessed her rise, friends, former colleagues, social insiders, would occasionally drop subtle anecdotes. Nothing explosive, nothing confirmed, just enough to keep conversations alive without stating anything directly. A toast at a party, a candid laugh, an arm-in-arm photo. Each moment fed into a growing unofficial narrative the internet couldn't get enough of. At that point, it wasn't about hard facts. It was about proximity, perception, and momentum. And here's the real twist. Meghan didn't appear to be chasing the chaos at all. She didn't have to. The drama seemed to orbit her naturally, pulling speculation in like a magnet. A simple outing, a casual dinner, a charity appearance. Any of it could flip into a worldwide headline within hours. And in this era of non-stop digital commentary, that kind of spotlight is impossible to ignore. Through it all, Meghan kept a carefully polished image, always seeming one step ahead of whatever narrative tried to box her in. By 2022, the pattern felt obvious. From Toronto to New York, from tropical weddings to elite galas, every appearance looked like part of a bigger chess game. The world kept watching, guessing, spinning theories, even when there was nothing solid to confirm. That's the power of presence, timing, and strategy all rolled into one. She didn't just survive headlines, she redirected them. Rumors, whispers, viral moments. Somehow they folded back into a storyline that still revolved around her. Even when critics thought they were controlling the narrative, she often appeared calm, composed, and moving forward on her own terms. After all the noise, what's the real story? Maybe it's simpler than people expect. Maybe she's at home in California, scrolling past the chaos with a quiet smile, wondering how her name keeps trending again. Or maybe she understands exactly how modern fame works and knows that visibility is its own kind of currency. Let's be honest, she has mastered the art of staying in the conversation. Whenever the spotlight dims, something new appears. A podcast episode, a fresh project announcement, an interview reflecting on growth and healing. The timing often feels precise, like she knows exactly when to step back into frame. She's built a reputation for reinvention, but public reactions have shifted over time. It's no longer just admiration or curiosity. Now it's memes, side eyes, debates, and non-stop commentary across every platform. And yet, The attention never slows down. Instead of battling every rumor, she often chooses silence. And in today's culture, silence can be louder than any statement. Supporters see resilience, critics see calculation. Either way, the conversation continues. Love her or question her, she's figured out that attention carries weight. In the digital era, being talked about can matter more than being universally praised. Handling that level of scrutiny takes a certain mindset. It's not just about charm, it's about stamina. Staying steady while millions analyze your every move. Walking into rooms with confidence, knowing cameras are waiting. That kind of presence becomes its own crown. Because with Meghan, the cycle doesn't really stop, it refreshes. Every day brings a new angle, a new clip, a new debate lighting up timelines. From Montecito brunch chatter to high-profile events, her name stays in rotation like a headline on repeat. And then there are the unexpected moments, like when a comedy show poked fun at her on national television. The reactions that followed were intense. Social media split into camps overnight. Clips circulated fast. Commentary rolled in from every direction. It became another example of how quickly one moment can explode in the modern spotlight. Whether it's a gala appearance, a media project, or a pop culture joke, somehow it all turns into a storyline that sticks. That's the unique dynamic around her. Ordinary moments rarely stay ordinary once they hit the internet. Maybe that's the real takeaway. In the current fame economy, attention isn't accidental, it's powerful, and Meghan has learned how to operate inside that system, whether by design or by instinct. In the game of headlines, she isn't just reacting, she's participating at the highest level, aware that every trend, every rumor, every viral clip adds another layer to the public image people debate daily. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this entire timeline? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe and stay locked in for more deep dives. Don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who needs to see this conversation unfold.